You're live. Well, good evening. Welcome to the Haddon and Richard Sports Talk Show. We're back at you here live. We're going to talk about the NFL. There is one particular team we might talk about a little bit more than some of the others. We're not too biased, though, but so we're going to talk about the NFL tonight, the Chicago Bears. So let's kick things right off, Richard, with celebrating the Chicago Bears win today. NFC North Champs. Tell me about it.
Well, the Bears played really well. I kind of got a little scared when the Packers tied the game up. I was kind of like, oh.
Yeah, me too. I thought, here we go again.
I was like, last game.
That Aaron Rodgers, he's beat us before.
Yeah, I was like, last game we were up 20.
Yeah, we were up. Yeah, we were up a lot on the Packers in the first game, and that didn't end well.
Yeah.
But a lot different this time.
Yeah.
And we were pretty fired up. I jumped on you at the end of the game. You all right after that?
Yeah.
Doing okay. Yeah, you should have had your shoulder pads on for that. So we want to talk about how special this season is. And I'll say this. This might be a bold statement, but this might be the most memorable Chicago Bears team of my entire life. And I'm 31 years old. So they did have a team, 2006, that went to the Super Bowl. Great defense. Offense was just kind of average. Like, I remember Rex Grossman threw like 3 or 4 picks in a game, and the Bears still won. Like, it wasn't really that pretty. But this Chicago Bears team, they're just all around fun to watch, don't you think? What's your favorite part about it?
Just watching the defense, just watching Khalil Mack get there, like,
yeah.
You saw like when he backed the guy into like.
Yeah, he sacked the guy with his back. How does he do that?
You got super gecko muscles.
Super gecko muscles, little PJ Masks reference there. Anybody here watch some PJ Masks? So Bears, huge win. Tell me a little bit more about Khalil Mack, because he's clearly made a huge difference. So before the season, the Bears acquired him. And I believe the Packers were actually interested in acquiring Khalil Mack, but the Bears got him. Tell me what a difference he's made for the Chicago Bears this season.
Well, he did. He made a good difference. We had like Roquan Smith.
Yeah, Roquan Smith, great rookie.
Yeah, he's doing good. He got a couple sacks.
Yeah.
But Khalil Mack helped us win a lot of games because he never gives up. Yeah,
he just puts a lot of pressure on the quarterback. You always got to know where Khalil Mack is. He's made a huge difference here this season. Hey, well, while we're on here, if we got any NFL questions, particularly Bears questions, we're talking about the NFL as a whole, but there is one team we might talk about a little bit more than the others here tonight. So if you got any questions, particularly Chicago Bears questions, feel free to hit us up in the comments. We might try to answer them. Next thing let's talk a little bit about Mitch Trubisky. There's been people with differing opinions on Mitch Trubisky. Tell me what you think. What do you think about Mitch Trubisky?
Well, people say Mitchell Trubisky is not better than Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah.
But I say he's probably getting there.
He's getting there.
Getting there because Aaron Rodgers is getting old.
Yeah.
And as you can see, the little in this second half, they had something happened to Aaron Rodgers foot or something.
Yeah, he was banged up probably because Khalil Mack was hitting him like every other play.
Like I hit you every other play.
I don't know about that. But Mitch Trubisky, though, I think he's made a lot of progress this year. I'm really impressed with his development. I think today you saw a really impressive performance from him on a big stage against the Packers. The Bears had not beaten the Packers at home since 2010, and Mitch Trubisky was pretty flawless out there today. So major props to Mitch Trubisky. He's come a long way in year 2 as a quarterback. He's also so good on the run.
Yeah.
So tell us about that. I mean, it seems like every time the Packers are about to sack him, he busts off like a 10 or 15-yard run.
Yeah. He's really shifty. Like they said about Tory Cohen that they were like he's kind of like slime. Like you have to kind of play with him a little to get him because he's so shifty.
Yeah, he's kind of shifty.
And that's kind of left Mitchell Trubisky because he's probably going left and somebody's going there and they probably can't get a hand on him and he kind of just left the hand and go somewhere else and probably get like 15 yards.
Yeah. I mean, Trubisky, even when there's nothing there, it feels like he's making something out of nothing a lot of times. We're getting some comments here, some compliments on Trubisky about being a really good quarterback in a few years. I see it. I think he'll keep developing. I'm confident of where he is right now. Question here. How do you guys see the Bears doing in the playoffs? Why don't you answer that one first?
Well,
we got to stay hydrated here on the show here. We got our waters.
Yeah. I say that they're probably going to make it to the playoffs. I'm a little bit.
I already made the playoffs here. We got our facts, all right?
Okay.
They're in the playoffs.
Keys, man.
All right.
Okay, so they made it to the playoffs, and when they're in the playoffs, they're probably going to lose the playoffs.
What are we talking about? Horrible prediction. Horrible prediction there. Playoffs, anything can happen. And this Bears team, they'll be inexperienced come the playoffs. But with that defense, I think that they can contend with anybody. I think when you look at what they did against the Rams, a few weeks ago, put up like 50-something points, and the Bears held them to 6 points. Yep. So I'm pretty confident of what the Bears can do in the playoffs. I think the tough part will be if they have to go on the road, let's say somewhere like New Orleans. I think that's a tough place to win. And that might be what it takes for them to have to get to go to like the Super Bowl or something like that. But I think with their defense, they can contend with anybody. It might come down to if Trubisky can play like he did today throughout the playoffs. I think the Bears have proven, though, over the last month that they can play with anybody. So I'm pretty confident. I think this team's going to be good for a long time, too. They're young. Matt Nagy's really exciting. There's just a lot to like about this team. Boom! Little club dub, that's what they do. And club dub, we got to check out club dub from today. Club dub is when they celebrate in the locker room after the game. All right, the next thing that we'll chat about, we got a bold prediction from Dan Petrie, 23-20 at New Orleans in the conference championship. I'll take it. I'd be fired up if that happens. All right, next topic, we're going to talk about, we want to give a little bit of respect to the Green Bay Packers. This team's dominated the NFC North and dominated the Chicago Bears for a long time. We might see something really change here today. So big question, though, for them. They're 5-8. They're likely to have a new coach next year. Where do you think the Packers go from here?
That there could be some teams that you probably beat like more than once.
Yeah.
And that always try your hardest.
Always try your hardest. Aaron Rodgers is looking a little grumpy out there, too.
Yeah.
He might need to change his attitude a little bit. Yeah, it looks like Aaron Rodgers has probably been hanging out with the Grinch a little bit too much.
Yeah.
Aaron Rodgers needs to hang out with Buddy the Elf a little more.
Mm-hmm.
Buddy the Elf just is positive attitude. I think Aaron Rodgers might need to hang out with Buddy the Elf and less of the Grinch. That's probably our best take on the Packers. I do think they'll be back next year. Rodgers is he's an all-time great quarterback. He's dominated the Bears for years. They'll be back next year. I think they'll find a good coach, but they're going to be having to deal with this Bears defense for a long time. So I don't know. I don't know if Aaron Rodgers' best days and the Packers contending have maybe passed. And I think that, winning only one Super Bowl with him, I think it's a bit of a disappointment. I remember when they won that Super Bowl, I thought they were going to win a few Super Bowls. They haven't been back to a Super Bowl since then. Still, Aaron Rodgers there he is, I think, on the screen right there. Very special quarterback, although today the Bears really held him in check. He didn't throw a touchdown pass. The Bears also intercepted him for like the first time. I think it's only his second pick of the year. Aaron Rodgers doesn't make many mistakes. So props to the Bears defense. All right, next topic here for today, and feel free to chime in on this. Who you think, the other contenders are in the NFL. I think the Bears have established themselves as a legitimate Super Bowl contender. So what other teams do you think are Super Bowl contenders?
Patriots, even though they lost today, but they've been there.
That's a good way to know your facts. Patriots did lose today.
But they've been there more than once. So.
Oh, yeah.
So they're kind of like, we can do this. And they got like.
Is that what they say in the locker room? We can do this.
Maybe.
Yeah, they maybe do. That's what Gronk says. Keep going. Who else? What other contenders?
I'll have to say the Rams. Even though the Bills beat them.
Yeah.
But
Rams are still 11-2. They're a good football team.
Rams, Saints.
Saints, I think, are really tough. As a Bears fan, the team that scares me the most in the NFC is the Saints, particularly because they're so good at home. They play in that dome. Gets really loud. They got good fans like Robbie Broach. So I think we really have to watch out for the Saints. Yeah, what other teams do you think are contenders here?
That's tough.
We got a good comment. Jake McAllister, don't sleep on the Chargers. Yeah, the Chargers they're playing really well. They beat the Chiefs this week, and the Chiefs are a team that I know Ryan Mosier really likes. I'm sure he's really high on Patrick Mahomes. And the Chiefs offensively have been playing as good as anybody, but they did lose Kareem Hunt. Kareem Hunt will not be with them. So the Chiefs, I don't know if they'll be able to overcome not having Kareem Hunt, but they got like Tyreek Hill. And so I would say like the Chiefs, the Chargers, Patriots in the AFC. And I think in the NFC, we're looking at the Bears, the Rams, and the Saints. I think, it'll be one of those three teams in each conference. Those are our predictions. Do you have a Super Bowl prediction right here? Josh Purdy with coming in with some questionable comments here. Trubisky is Cutler 2.0. You're going to need to provide some evidence to back up that statement there, Josh Purdy.
Yeah.
Why don't you just go examine where the Detroit Lions are in the standings right now and maybe do some more research on that. That's my comment on Mitch Trubisky is Cutler 2.0. All right. What are their thoughts on NFL contenders? Or Super Bowl prediction. That was it. Super Bowl prediction.
Yeah. I think that. Well, I said in the beginning that the Chicago's going to make it. That they made it to the playoffs and lose. I'm actually going to change that because how they were looking tonight.
Yeah.
Against the Rams, they were looking super well.
Yeah, they've shown a lot in the last couple of weeks.
If they can beat the Rams, then they can almost beat anybody.
Yeah.
Because the Rams were 11-1.
Yeah.
And they scored like tons of points on people, like 52.
Right.
So yeah. I think a good matchup would be Chicago versus the Saints.
Well, Chicago versus the Saints. That could be the NFC Championship.
Yeah.
But for the Super Bowl
versus Patriots.
Bears versus the Patriots. That'll take us back to that was actually 1985. Bears versus Patriots. I wasn't even alive yet. I was not alive in 1985. Yeah. But that's when the Bears won the Super Bowl last over the Patriots. The Patriots did not have Tom Brady then. But the Bears had a very special defense, just like they do this year. All right. And the Bears, they won it with a decent quarterback who played well enough. Josh Pardee still bringing the hate. Trubisky was off against the Rams. Yes, he was not good, but I will say he had missed a couple weeks, was also coming off an injury, willing to give him a pass that week. I think he proved any skeptics wrong today with his performance on a big stage against the Packers. I will say, though, that probably the real test for Trubisky will come in the playoffs and how he can perform underneath that pressure. So time will tell on that. But I think that's a pretty good prediction by you here, Richard. Bears versus Patriots, a rematch of the 1985 Super Bowl. I'd be thrilled if I could see it. You heard it here first from Richard. They call him Baby Tariq Cohen. So those of you Bears fans, little baby Tariq Cohen. Tariq Cohen's only 5'6". Kind of weird to say that he's got a little baby somewhere, but Richard, when he plays football, he's kind of a little bit like Tariq Cohen. So you heard that nickname here first, Baby Tariq Cohen. How you feel about that one?
First, my name was Boogie.
Boogie, yeah.
Choose my name.
Boogie.
Too big.
Well, you're still Boogie. You can have more than one nickname.
Yeah.
All right. So Boogie and Baby Tariq Cohen here with some good analysis and predictions here. So Bears versus Patriots is our prediction. Hope we've given you a good rundown on the Chicago Bears here today. Why watch like NFL Network when you can just turn into the Haddon and Richard? So we're doing some great things on here. We're trying to give you all the feedback. So we're going to end it here on a good little note. The Bears, in the spirit of their victories, they do what's called Club Dub. So we're going to let Richard kind of throw it back here as we just talked about 1985. They had a special song to go along with that team. It was called the Super Bowl Shuffle. All right. And so Richard, you're going to see Richard here. He's actually all suited up, ready to play a game. He's got his football pants on and everything. So we're going to let him break down the Super Bowl Shuffle for you to end here. Thanks for tuning in. Haddon and Richard show. Hopefully we'll be back at you. NFL playoffs. We know the Bears are going to be there. Hopefully win a Super Bowl.
Well, they call me sweetness, and I like to dance. Running the ball is like Mickey Mouse dance. We had the goal since training camp to give Chicago a Super Bowl champ. And we're not doing this because we're greedy. The Bears are doing it to feed the needy. We didn't come here looking for trouble. We just come here to do the Super Bowl shot. This is Speedy Willie, and I'm world class. I like running, but I love to get the pass. I practice all day.
All right. Thanks for tuning in. Little Super Bowl Shuffle with baby Tariq Cohen. We'll be back at you soon. Go Bears. NFC North Champs. See you guys.